Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
Well, hello, 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 hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh my goodness, like it feels like ages. Listen, this is Kitchen Talk CTC, conversations that cook. Y'all just don't know how much I miss y'all. This has been so wonderful. Hey, Tasha.
Hey, Tasha.
Oh, we are back. We are back. We are back. I know there's a few more people should be here, but hey, we gonna rock and roll with what we got. My guys, my original guys, JT Plummer and Fransley Moist. You know, life is lifing and life is going on. So they may pop in. I hope they do. But if they don't, my cousin's here, Charles Wesley Lattimore. And I think we can
Thank
from
you.
the city, beautiful Orlando, Florida.
Orlando. Everybody join in with me. Orlando, Florida.
You remember them days, don't you?
Oh, how I miss them.
Oh
Let-
my goodness. My goodness. So we have been away on hiatus for a minute, and it just really feels nice to be back on Kitchen Talk. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you, cuz for joining me tonight. Um, hopefully some more people pop in, but if they don't, we won't have the couch sessions we usually have, but we
Wherever
will chat.
two,
Huh?
two or three, two or three.
And you probably two or three all by yourself.
A whole movement.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So I had a few things on our agenda for tonight that
Hmm.
I wanted to kind of dig into since we've been gone. We done missed some. We done missed some. Oh Lord, and we have actually have another guest because Tasha gonna comment all night, and I love it.
I love it. Come on in the room, Tasha. Come on in
I
the
love
room.
it. I love it. So, I know I sent you the little list or whatever, but I'm sure by the time we get finished, we're gonna be way to the left or to the right. But that is how we do on Kitchen Talk.
Because what are we talking about? I'm just talking about what I'm talking about here.
Right, right. That part right there. So excited. I love Kitchen Talk. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the creator and the executive director, but it's just a whole vibe and I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to move forward in what we do. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about that we missed that I heard on I forget which radio show I was listening to, but they were talking about this interview from the Breakfast Club with Dame Dash. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He is
Uh,
somehow I think he's like in the entertainment business.
oh
So
yeah.
it wasn't really me knowing who he was, but the way that they were talking about this interview, I was like, let me go and see what this interview was about. So he was on the Breakfast Club and he had this interview with them, and he was, to me, in my opinion, extremely like combative, right? Like
Mhm.
they would ask him a question and he was like very defensive. And I was like, what is going on? And then what tripped me out was he kept calling Charlemagne the God gay. He was like, you gay. I was like,
What a straight face.
what?
What a straight face.
Did you
Now,
see it? Did you see
I
it?
did watch it. Some of it. Just so I could be abreast of what's going on in the world.
Like,
And it's all down your timeline. But I mean, I, Dame Dash, ever since what's her name? Aaliyah died,
mm.
he been having a tough time, it seems.
Well, who was he to Aaliyah?
He was in love with Aaliyah. Once upon a time, that was his thing, his book.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he go back with him and Jay-Z starting a business together.
That's so crazy.
What you say? Don't tell it all.
They tried to talk about Jay-Z, and he was
Yeah.
like, I'm tired of talking about that story. I'm
It's
like, okay, like what is
correct.
going
I
so
mean,
for a
mhm.
person who doesn't know the story, it seems like he was very agitated by them. And
I
he was
mean,
just like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, well, what happened? And I'm not broke. I'm this, I'm that. I got this, I got that, and da 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 da. And y'all don't know because y'all stupid. I'm like,
clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. In the world we're living in now, everybody wants to be good TV,
yeah,
good
yeah,
reality. So now they're
yeah.
just getting on there saying all kinds of manner. Um, I do feel like when he's asked about Jay-Z, it's sort of like Tina Turner being asked about Ike.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
it's
So if
like,
you don't know the story, then you don't really understand. But when you
correct.
put it that way, then yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
Okay. But my other question to that is, well, two questions actually. One is, and this is what I like about having guys on my show, because I can get guy opinion and guy answers.
Oh, yes.
Two
Fantastic.
questions. One, how would you feel like about another man calling you gay?
Oh, I
Like,
think that.
is that a problem? Is that like fighting words? Is it, because I gotta give Charlemagne the God props because he just kind of laughed at him and was like,
I
he
mean,
was
for
they were all kind of really chilled
yeah,
and he was like, "Ah, ah, ah, ah." So how you feel about that?
to toxic masculinity,
Ah,
those would be fighting words,
mm-hmm,
right? To someone who is mature enough to understand that here is somebody trying to bait you with these
mm-hmm,
words. And again, Charlemagne is married and all of that stuff, like secure within himself with the
mm-hmm.
words that he say, with the jokes that he tell. Right now, we live in a time where no matter what you do, how you say it, somebody gonna feel you suspect.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was just his dig, personally.
That's what I kept thinking. Like because he kept saying, and this leads into my other question. He kept saying, "You ran from a fight. You ain't no dude. You gay. You this because you ran from a fight. Or you this." So how, like, how are we finding defining masculinity now? Like to me, if what they were saying, I think Charlemagne or somebody had said it was like four guys wanted to jump him. So why
Mhm.
would he stand there and get beat up? That's crazy. To
Correct.
me, to me, it's smart to try not to fight. Like men always talk about how emotional women are, but if you as a grown man get in a fight over some words, then you the emotional one to me.
Listen, Men and women, when it comes down to emotions, we all have them. We all are emotional.
Right.
We do sort of
Express
display
them.
our express them
Mm-hmm.
differently
Mm-hmm.
in the masses of it. And then there are men who try to be like y'all or be y'all. That part is true. But there's just an uh, emulation, and an imitation of what this real thing is. That's a
Mm-hmm.
whole nother topic. But when it came down to that, it's kind of like, oh, here's good radio. We're
Mm.
going to see how, he's going to respond. Yeah, I do feel like Dash was trying to maybe flex a little bit, show a little something. Now he seems to be the toxic masculine individual, so I got to prove to you that I'm hardcore, which also makes people think and question if you can't just be it versus you feel you got to prove it, then there's a question, are you it?
That would be definitely my question. If you always got to talk it, then you're not it.
You're not it. You're not it.
However, what's the line though? Like what's the line of being who has the song? Somebody has a song about how you can back up what you talk.
Hmm.
Like I could say it, but I could also back it up and you see it. Like so what is this line between the masculinity and being toxic? What is that? Is that the whole poking of the bear kind of thing or
It's a ever moving needle.
mm,
And it also is depending on the person.
mm,
As they say, we're not one monolithic individual that you can put us all inside a box. And
right.
sometimes when you're trying to define it and all
Mhm.
of that, here's one person experience that he's speaking from. It literally is different for the masses. And it isn't necessarily definement for one individual. So now if you're asking what it is for me, what is this line? When you start to mess with my livelihood,
Mm.
there becomes the line. So you saying stuff and then it's affecting how I am living. It affects how I make my money. It affects the next gigs and all of that kind of stuff. Then that is something to address. But literally somebody calling you words, calling you names. Didn't we do that in elementary?
Did we not? Did we not?
Sound very kiddish to me.
It does. It does. It very well does. And I get what you're saying about individual and defining it because I think even women define it as different things.
Yeah.
She's talking about not Lisa. I try not to call people names in elementary school. You're right, Tasha.
I can see Lisa
But
calling
yeah,
people because
you can see me calling people names
absolutely.
wherever.
Now that I know how old you really are.
Don't do it! Don't do it! You know what? What is so funny that you mentioned that? So I am. So as I was, Tasha is laughing. She is having a ball. So as I was preparing for the show this week and getting this, did we look? I lost you for a second. Getting it
You
set up. I actually went back and looked at the last show that you were on, which was our opening last year on my birthday.
oh my
That was the last,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was the last show you were on. Was last year the
Correct.
opening show for my birthday, and we played the games. But we also talked about how we met and
I
how you was
still
like, you oh.
till this day still say if I would have known how old you were. It would have been a different story.
I know, but I guess I just still can't believe that. Such like, yes, it was a story time, and she was on there like this right here, commenting on everything too. I love
Every
it.
time.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tasha.
But
But it was so funny, just so funny to relive it and for you to tell it again. It was hilarious, but I never realized that you thought I was that young.
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. I mean,
kudos to my mama for them good genes.
because you fooled the masses.
I did. Everybody was kind of like, "What? You
Who is
what?"
this little girl? Who is she? Lord, let me take care of my family and people. I'm gonna do Dr. Matthews them proud. And I'm gonna look out for this little young girl and make
Yes,
sure,
yes. Shout
child.
out to the PJK, absolutely. But I did not realize that you thought I was that young. I did not realize that.
And that's all I'm saying, again. To tie it all back. Everyone's different.
But had you left, we would never have found out that we were related. Kind of, sort of,
and
anyway. That
and
my grandma is your cousin. We wouldn't have found that out.
I know it. Like, still see us sitting inside that dusty living room that I did my darndest to try to decorate.
Yes, you did, including the fur pillow. Okay, like I told you we was gonna go
Okay.
all the way to the
Okay.
left.
Look, come on
But
back.
yeah, that was just such an interesting, crazy like interview. I'm like, why is he acting like that? But with you giving some context to who he was, like, because I didn't know.
Mhm.
Um, it kind of makes sense now. And then when the other guy got up there that he was talking about was his mentor, his OG or whatever, and how masculine he was, but it worked for him, right? It
Correct.
was very interesting. He was calm, but you could tell he was, and could be in some people's view, maybe borderline toxic masculinity in some ways, but he wasn't projecting that on anybody. He was just who he was. And he
Correct.
talked about the things that he talked about, and he was very calm. And even when Dash came back, and Tasha just said the same thing you said. Even when Dash would come up there and try to talk, he'd be like, dang, boy, man, chill, whatever. Um, so and in some ways I think that maybe that's the line, is you could be who you are without projecting who you are on somebody else. And then if they not like you, then you not a real man. Like,
And I mean the times have changed,
yeah.
and certain people, or there's just groups of people who don't move with it. We're now
Mhm.
living in a time where it is okay for men to be more expressive. It is
Mhm.
okay for men to be more in touch with their feelings and
Mhm.
feminine energy and all of that kind of stuff, and yet still be a man's man. I mean, now
Mhm.
again, as a man in this world, who oftentimes there's a question mark because he's so entertaining
Yeah.
and you know
Animated, over the top.
anime.
Yeah.
Correct. And
Yeah.
there is something about when I'm around people, of course, and seeing people smile, it's like you turn it on, and I become Mr. Showman and all of that kind of stuff in hands. But then again, in my private moments with whomever, whether it's a borrowed one or so,
Um, it's a show at night, but
you,
not an after dark show, Charles.
I'm just saying.
Tasha says you're fabulous.
That's why I love you, Tasha, and you are somebody. I am glad that in sort of an early age of life, though, I was comfortable with that. I was
Yeah.
comfortable with who I was and my decisions and choices and all of that kind of stuff. And so, to be called a name and it's like, oh well, if that's not me, that's just not me. But I like the people.
Yeah.
I like all people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a disassociation of that, but I do understand that being around the masculine toxic men who would say, oh, I ain't down with that S, or don't bring that around me, and all of that kind of stuff. It was an upbringing, and there was a time and all of that kind of stuff where men said this and men did this. And of course you always told them, don't you cry. As a little boy, don't you cry, and all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Men
Yeah.
don't do that. And so you grow up with that. But
Yeah.
now all the imagery shows you, hey, get therapy and it's
Yeah.
okay.
Do you
Be
ever think that we cross the line with some of it? Like, and it's such a crazy place, right? So, how do we shape our young men, as a woman maybe raising a son, or as a female mentor, or as a teacher? You know, how do you or do you even create
and
what
you don't. That is not
what
our job
yeah, yeah.
to
As a well,
relate
yeah, you just
because
kind of
they're
let them be?
our jobs as adults, as parents, are to be buffers and guardrails. But the
Mm,
in between of living life is theirs because when they enter the world, it's literally their life.
yeah, yeah,
And we put examples, or one, we should live sort of an example that they would want to emulate, but
yeah,
never a person should take personally the
yeah,
decisions of a child, an individual who is growing up to be a woman and a man, is because they're just little humans
yeah,
processing
yeah,
stuff that they feel, stuff that they see, and they want to know. And it isn't just us telling them this is what it is, because again, everybody's still gonna have that. Well, let me find out for myself moment.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That is so true.
So we can't, as a son who again grew up with the majority of my family is women, and though my father was in town, I didn't necessarily grow up with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was around, and the strongest people around me, those who I sort of ended up emulating, was my mama, my grandmother, you know my sisters. And I saw them be so strong that I took on those attributes, but yet there was a sense of me, and I feel here is wisdom somewhere of, there was always that word wisdom. And so I will say, as a woman needs to speak the words of wisdom to a young boy that he may
Mm,
search that out. And so then I begin to, hey, let me find what my version of masculinity, what my manhood is supposed to look like. And so I feel I got the best of both worlds, is because being
mm,
around women, I got to know women.
mm-hmm.
I got to
Mm-hmm.
really understand women, where
Mm-hmm.
then I could necessarily be that guy for women.
Mm.
Might have been the problem that I was that guy for a lot of women.
I'm gonna reserve my comments because we are. So Tasha says that's good. That's good. Well, okay, Tasha.
Good. That's good.
No, but I get I absolutely get what you're saying. So yes, it is true when you have examples, and our life is a sum of our experiences. It shapes us in one form or another. We're going to be either a few ways. So we're either going to be exactly like that, we're going to
Mhm.
be exactly the opposite of that, or if we're lucky, which is a term I use lightly, we find the middle of it, or
And we
we find a
also,
good medium. But I don't know if you about to say this, but we also find an appreciation for all of it.
I was going to say, and with all of that, literally understanding as we grow, sometimes we just change our minds.
Yeah, yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, really trying to define something or define someone who will literally, whatever the experience is of that day, shift and change, you'll find yourself like, well, what happened?
Yeah,
And then we're saying, well, life happens. Life does exactly
yeah,
what life does.
it
And
does.
yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Which kind of leads me into our next topic that I want to talk about was our former Vice President Kamala Harris has written a book about
Mm.
her journey on the election trail, on the campaign trail. Now,
Yeah.
I did as soon as I heard, because I think I saw it on The View.
Mm.
Um, so I went on Amazon and pre-ordered my book. Uh, I have received the book.
Okay.
I have not read it yet, but I
Okay.
did get it. But it stirred a little. It stirred up some folks. It stirred like some people was like, I can't believe she did it. I should talk about. I know you have it.
Okay.
Yes, I do, Tasha.
I knew she was going to have
Right.
it.
It stirred some folks. Some folks were like outraged, like, I can't believe she wrote something like da da da. And then some folks was like, good for her. And honestly, I'm like, I can't wait to dig into it. Like some people were saying she divided the party even more, or she bad talked, da 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 da, or she shouldn't have talked about Biden, or da da da. And she was on the View saying, "Hey, he read it. He was fine. We all have different opinions, different experiences. We could be living the same life. Um, it's important to know the journey. Yeah, it is. I agree. And if they smart, they will read it and figure out, okay, well, if that's how she felt, let's see what we could do, or see where we could dig in or see. So she didn't necessarily defend it, but she
Correct.
was like, this is my experience. And I honestly, I ain't mad at her.
No, you can't be. You literally can't be. She literally showed up as she was supposed to. And now, in essence, she's still trying to show up when
I
people were
agree.
saying, well, why haven't we seen her? Okay, well, let me show up and let me give y'all some explanation. And I'll be darned. Now that's a problem. So when she was quiet in the corner, that was a problem. Now she come out so she can let me share with y'all, and that's a problem. You're damned if you do. And damned if you
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like, really, y'all?
yeah,
Like, come on.
yeah. And
So
far
many
as
people. Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was to say, as far as I know a lot of people will feel like, hey, here's the betrayal of Biden because she's telling her story.
Mm-hmm.
But again, everybody asks, well, what were you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because this was Biden's administration. So you
Mm.
wanted to know what the vice president was doing during this time. Well, here you go. Let me
Yeah,
explain it.
yeah, absolutely. So Tasha said, They could learn from it, which is true, I think. And she's like, I applaud her, and it'll help the next generation. I agree. I agree. Um, that I think people can learn from it because we can learn from other folks' experiences.
Yeah.
Do we all the time? No. Sometimes, like you just said, we got to experience some stuff for ourselves, no matter how anybody tells us. Some folks got to touch the stove to know that it's really hot.
Yeah.
You just can't tell them.
How do you want to show up to it?
Yeah.
So here's the book. How do I want to show up? Do I want to show up in the person that says I want to learn something, so let me open up my ears, or do I show up as the person that says, hey, I come to criticize what I hear.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I
And
come to
not
pick
really
apart.
listen. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
come to decipher what you have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
And
and the interesting thing is, which leads me kind of into my next topic that I had was the one about free speech, which
hmm
seems to be the buzz now. Um that can we say whatever? Can we say, this? Can we say that? Can we say the other? And in some ways it's like it depends on who is in power, which is what we're seeing now. So if you're in power and you say something against me because I have the power to retaliate, I'm going to retaliate. And now it's a problem, for you to say this or for you to say that. But I believe that even with this book, we could all come together and figure it out. Let's find some common ground. You give your part, I'm gonna give my part. Let's see where we meet in the middle. And I already have this thing, as most people that watch Kitchen Talk know, about politics anyway. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna vote informed. I'm gonna be informed. But in what I see and what they say, they do not line up.
of course not, especially the current one. Well, I take that back.
No, no, no.
Cause,
His
cause,
probably is more true because he
'cause I
told
was gonna
y'all,
say,
I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and he is doing this, and this.
I mean,
Except for some of the
it
other
is,
stuff he said he was
it
gonna
is.
do.
I'm just gonna say it's definitely accompanied by
Yeah,
lies,
yeah,
of
absolutely,
course, all day. But
absolutely.
I mean, politics, unfortunately, is divisive. So anytime we talk about coming together, that and politics don't match.
It does not. It does not. I think the thing that really gets me about it all is how are you supposedly about and for the people? And politics was not on my list, but I feel like when my pastor say you don't have to preach holiness, it just come up in all the conversations. I think politics just come up in all the conversations. But I'm trying to figure out, like, how can you, what kind of human being are you that does not care about the people that you say you were called to serve? like like even now with this shutdown, you know how many people are hurting from this shutdown or can be hurt from this shutdown, but y'all supposedly here for us, for the people.
Again,
It
we
just,
don't have a politician running America. We have a reality star and a businessman.
but you know what, Charles,
Mhm.
even set aside from him, this ain't new.
No,
How
absolutely
the
not.
the way that I think and the way that I feel about our politicians, this
Mhm.
ain't really new under him. I'm thinking about all the other people that are in power, that have power, that we have voted, really do not do things in the best interest of the people. Even though they say they do, they ran on that. They want it, when they get in there, it's like, nope, let me see how I can line my pockets Let me see how I can make sure I get reelected and I have this career job for the rest of my life till I close my eyes. And I ain't done nothing to help nobody.
That's Bible.
Yeah,
What
almost serious, ain't it?
what profits a man to gain the world and lose his soul? And it's an intoxicating place. I do believe people go in it with the greatest of intentions and some the right intentions. But then you get in it and you find yourself playing with pigs and you get just as dirty.
Mm,
And now
mm.
you're slinging. I mean, when you look at the parties now, they literally slinging mud. And you're trying to stay and talking about taking the high road and all of that kind of stuff. But again, they dragging you down to the trenches. And it's sort of like America wants to see reality TV and we
Oh
want
my
to see the
God.
politics go at it and we want to see them. So our standard that should have been there from the get-go really or a little bit more of it that was there literally has fallen.
It has fallen.
That's
But
fallen.
now when Obama was in, we had to make sure we kept that standard.
But of
Now we
course,
don't. Like it's crazy. It is crazy. But how are we now? Um so for me, when it comes to freedom of speech or free speech, I believe that you feel how you feel, you say what you say, but don't feel some kind of way when that junk come back on you.
I mean, one thing that we learned, freedom of speech is not so free.
Well,
And from the beginning of time, there's always been consequences with the things that people say because
yeah,
there's power and life and death in the tongue. So it has never been without consequences being able
absolutely.
to say whatever you wanted to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So because you have the right to say it, absolutely means you don't necessarily need to say it.
Right.
But there's not enough people now asking themselves before I say something, Lord, bridle my tongue, help me to use wisdom. Because a lot of people want to speak from, oh, I know this, so I speak with the passion because I know this,
Mhm.
versus wisdom saying, but should I say it just because I know it at the moment?
Right.
Is this the time? Is this the audience? Is this the people? Is this the place? Do I just keep this inside and we are in a world lacking wisdom?
And I agree. I agree. And but I also agree that I don't think the consequence should ever be violence or death. However, the world that we live in, sometimes it is that. Um, I don't
Well,
know what would keep us from that go to if somebody say something we don't like, which we just got through talking about with Charlemagne the God and Dame Dash. Like, what if Charlemagne would have been so offended by him calling him gay that he'd have punched him in the mouth or took out something and shot him? You know, how is that our go-to when we have disagreements? But again, I think it comes, I guess, from history, from the way folks have handled things or the way they see things handled. So how do wars start? It usually start over an argument.
yes. And I will say, even with that, you know who who you can talk to and push
Mhm.
with using those kind of words. I bet you he wouldn't have been in the same room with a Suge Knight and
Oh,
said that.
absolutely not.
Huh.
I agree with you on that one. Is Suge Knight still in jail? prison?
I think so. Because we
Mm.
would have heard a whole lot about him being out.
Oh, okay.
And
I
people
guess
running for
so.
their lives, probably.
The only real way I know Suge Knight, I've heard the name, but it's really the straight out of
Come.
Compton movie
Hmm.
is really what when I learned some of the stuff. And I think they did another show on him one time, one of those docu series shows. But I think you're right. I
Yeah.
absolutely think you're right.
You've never.
I tried to say nope, he wouldn't have.
Hey, well, okay. No, you put it. So it's like,
Yeah, I think that's true too. But also with this freedom of speech thing, if we go back and look at folks like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers, their speech was not divisive. It was trying to bring people together. It was trying to uplift, and they still paid a price for that. She's talking about Suge is still on vacation.
right. Right. Him and Diddy.
Right. Not
And here's this other thing when you're talking about speech, because literally you got the people thinking like, well, maybe Trump will pardon Diddy, because he on here talking about, hey, he was a nice guy. I knew him, but now when he ran for office, Diddy had came out against him, so now he ain't feeling so good about Diddy.
oh, I was wondering why he hadn't done nothing already.
I mean, the point is, first he has to be sentenced
Mm,
in order for you to issue a pardon. And
mm.
so since, I mean, I'm assuming like, why would you pardon him now and ain't nothing been laid down?
Oh, so they haven't sentenced him yet.
Uh-uh.
But he didn't get convicted of all the
Right.
things. It was only
Just
a
had
couple things.
right.
Mhm.
So he's literally like, he was a good guy, but so the freedom of speech that he has, that Diddy had, he used, but does that mean now it's coming back to bite you? Because the man who literally could, with a stroke of a pen, give you your freedom, sort of feels like, hey,
Why
when I
should
was
I?
wrong to you, why should I? You was talking all this smack about me. You never know what bridge you gonna need.
Well, I mean, he should have talked smack about him because he has no business in the White House. That's just my so,
But
Sasha said, um, where do y'all think we lost the uplifting and encouraging messages of hope? Oh, that's a good question, Sasha. I don't know if we've lost it because I think there are still um people out there that are trying to be encouraging, that are trying to uplift, that are trying to bring unity. I think it gets drowned um out by the sensationalism of what hatred brings. Um
I will say hope, what people hope for has changed. The
mm,
togetherness
mm,
of hope has changed, and people now hope, oh, let's see this destruction. Oh, let's tear down the political ties and all of that kind of stuff. That is what they're hoping. People are literally sitting by just to see how much more he could tear up. You know, we just want to see that. That's what it is.
mhm.
Really reality TV that serves us, that they are sitting idly by to say what's next, and then we come and have a conversation about it.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
real question is, what in the world can we do besides the word vote? But when we vote, what are they going to do when they get there?
Yeah.
Because some of them flip flop or there's not
Yeah.
enough. Now, what this time has showed us, And I do feel like we're in this moment where God has allowed, because surely He
Mm.
would not place us in confusion or destruction. But He says, listen, I'm going to allow y'all to be here because I've given y'all dominion over this world.
That's my
But
tea. I'm sipping.
so I know y'all don't want me to crack this sky and come down here. Y'all thought I was coming for the rapture, but psych, y'all still got
Oh,
work.
they was coming for the rapture.
Psych, y'all
It
still
was
got work
supposed to
to
be the 27th or something like that, wasn't it?
listen. I was like, hey,
So
hold
the
up. Yeah,
what's
got
the Kev
places.
on stage? I saw him. He was like, somebody call Shirley Caesar. If she's still
Okay.
here, then I know we good.
Yeah, correct.
That thing tickled me to no end.
Correct.
He
And then
was
it was
like,
like,
call CC Wine, and if she's still here, we good.
yeah, we good. So you know she say. Yeah. So
That thing
you know,
tickled me to
hopefully
no
we
end.
kind of talked about that for you, Tasha, so you can see hope really just has changed for what people are hoping for now. You
I
know.
I would agree with that, but I also agree that some of this um is chaos, as you were saying, confusion, as you were saying, and also distractions.
Oh yes.
Um because there is stuff going on. There are laws that are being rolled back. Um that if we're not careful, and in some ways, again, like you said, like outside of voting, what can we do? Because we have put these people in office to look out for us, but you rolling back a law that says people can now have segregated bathrooms in state buildings, when before you had the law was you can't do that. They've rolled that one back and say, hey, y'all can separate the bathrooms again. And I mean, and just other things that, because we getting so bombarded with all the craziness, that we
Mhm.
missing some of the stuff that they're doing. And it's like, what can we do? But I will say that I am of the belief that it ain't gonna be what they think it's gonna be, and it ain't gonna destroy who they think it's gonna destroy. I'm just of that belief, and I feel like we gonna be all right.
Oh, but of course. I mean, we are not the, you know, I don't want to say, and I don't want to say we're not our ancestors, because there are things about them that we definitely should take along. But when I say that we're not them, or the quote, we're not those Negroes that kind of are going to lay down and just take it. And again, they then did not just you know lay down and take it. So we don't want that falsified thing that, oh, they
I
just
was
got
about to say, clear that up, bro, because
because
we
they
are our ancestors,
yes,
that,
yeah,
and we ran the gamut. Some of us was like fearful, like let's just ride this out, and some of us was like, no, let's revolt. So we had from one
but what
end
I'm
to the
saying,
other. Yeah,
correct. What I
yeah.
say about not being them is now I do feel we are more together.
Mm.
Uh, far as if we want to revolt, or you know, we will stand a little more united than then, simply because we feel like we have more now. We've accomplished more, far as what will hold us together, pull us together. Heck, to just put it simply, you know, we feel we got guns too.
True.
You
true.
know,
I
we're not
and
longer bringing
yeah,
fists to to a gunfight now. It's like
yeah,
fire with fire.
yeah. And in some ways I agree with you. In some ways I do feel like we some of us got a little relaxed and
Uh,
felt like we've arrived
I'll
and
go there.
we don't have to fight the fight. And I think that is a disservice.
A lot of us relaxed. A
Yeah.
lot relaxed. And what I
Yeah.
will go with the agreements on that, there's a lot of people who are still relaxing because we're saying this is not my problem. Ooh, black women sit down. Ooh, stay out. We chilling on buildings and we watching the world burn and all of that. And I'm thinking, well, don't y'all know y'all living in the same world that's gonna burn? So you just
Well,
want to burn? Is that what
we're gonna be all right.
you know?
We tired of saving y'all.
Right. And I get that. I do get
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah,
All I'm
yeah.
saying is save yourself.
Oh,
It's
we up
it's
here.
it's
We all right.
it's gonna benefit us
Yeah.
for the women, especially our sisters, to save themselves. Now, again, when it comes down to this freedom of speech, as
Here go my
long as the
tea. Here go my tea again.
as long as anybody in charge or heads are sort of given that, you're going to have the freedom of speech, but it is also going to come at a price.
At a price. Absolutely.
Joe Bullock,
Oh Lord.
it's going to come at a price. And even though it's a hard right in the middle. And again, here's the world that we live in because people just going to see it different ways or however they feel about it. If people like the fat jokes, then they going to feel that way. People who don't like fat jokes, they going to feel that way. And that's where that divide is going to be. You can have the discussions all day long. But the real discussion is with an apology that was made, did he deserve to be suspended? And do FAMU deserve to be charged $10,000 for somebody speech? Because in that case, how many tens of $1,000s we need to go back and get from these universities for stuff people saying and doing?
So here is my little 2 cents on the freedom of speech.
Okay. One, two, pay it for.
Right. So what I will say on that in that context, if you are just representing you, what is that?
Here's 1 cent.
Oh,
Go. That's the
if
one
you
cent you got.
are okay, if you are just representing you,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you the entity is you, it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
You can say whatever you want to say. If you are representing an entity, I think you have to be careful about what you say.
Totally agreed. Totally agreed.
So, so if you misspeak and it is not the um consensus of the people that you represent, then there are consequences that the people that you represent may have to pay. And maybe that's the chance you willing to take. The other thing is I I think we're also in this uproar about that because of our affinity for him, our love for him, our he didn't mean it that way, or he da 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 da. His maybe his age was taken into consideration, or we just love him, or they just love him, and da 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 da. Had it been somebody that we didn't like, we'd have been fine with it. I think, in my opinion, we'd have been like, "Oh yeah, let's fine them. Oh yeah, let's suspend them," because it has happened in other instances. So I think that that is why we are kind of in this, tizzy of, oh, that's so unfair. But folks have lost their jobs
Right. But I
because
do feel like when it came down to
CNN
this,
is got rid of folks because of some stuff that they said. You
but here
understand what I'm saying?
I
And I'm not
do.
saying whether that's right or the others right or this right or that's, but I'm just saying when you are outside representing someone else, then you got to toe that line for the folks that you representing.
But this is what I will say then. What should
Hmm.
have happened is because of this incident, now we're going to issue where y'all cut this out. Because I know y'all been doing it before. There's been a lot of back and forth with other universities and people saying things and somebody else, feeling like I don't like it. So this isn't the first comment at
Absolutely
all
not.
that's been offensive to somebody. And so what I do
Absolutely.
feel is what would have been right, would have been fair. What would have been fair is to say, hey, we're going to draw a line and tell everybody across the board now, no longer any more joking like this, inappropriate, and this is what's going to happen.
But two, um, Charles, I think those what we call the dozens or whatever, our
Hmm.
culture does, or the trash
Yeah.
talk or whatever, a lot of that has been pretty much about the band talent and not about body image or anything like that. So I think part of it is, did you cross the line in talking about how somebody looks, about their body image, about this sort of thing? I think that might have been another thing that made it cross the line. If you would have talked about their dancing or their talent dancing, or here comes some real dancers, or something like that, I think that's a different kind of trash talk. I think I think you made this a little bit more personal, and the fact that
Wait. So how if we kept it at the band, you had a one literally called us scammers.
call us what?
Scammers.
What
Scam you
scam you meaning?
because they were saying since the university got scammed,
Oh,
wait a minute, you know,
okay. Okay. That's not to me, that is making jokes about, what happened. That I don't think that that's a personal attack. In my opinion, I ain't talking about nobody else.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying that's something that happened. We got scammed.
Now to think that, and here is what I will say about that. My mom just got scammed, right? I was gone. $15,000. And so to hear scamming or talk about scamming, I wouldn't take it so lightly or laugh. And it would
I hear
become,
you. I hear you.
it's like personal.
I hear
Anybody
you.
then who has gotten scammed
I hear
will
you.
sort of take that personal, just like anybody that was body shamed. And I understand you're saying the body shamed, anybody who felt like would take it personal. it's the slippery slope that we are really, really finna go
And I
down.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. It is. It's almost case by case. It's almost, again, what's the line of free speech? Can I say anything, whatever. And to your
You're right,
point,
Tasha.
Tasha, to your point, yeah, they may have, but again, here we go. We give passes to who we want to give passes to.
I would have said it whether they was what across. Well, I wouldn't have said if they was white people, because then it might have came across as racist.
See what I'm talking about? Why?
Oh, I just
That's what I'm saying. Like, and to me,
yeah.
again, it is, if you sit around your house and you
Hmm.
saw them on TV and you made that, and y'all just da 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 whatever, but you're not at home and you're not just representing you. You
Yeah.
are representing an entity.
And I totally get some sort of reprimand, okay, or and who's to say, again, he was already talked to. I'm sure the president called him in and all of those
Yeah,
kind of things, and you need to watch this and all. Here's this sternness that is
yeah,
already there.
yeah,
Do not everybody else need to attack
yeah,
after one has taken accountability,
yeah,
because we all have
yeah.
misspoken and thinking where,
But
hey,
Charles,
I
you
tell
make
a
it,
joke.
but also we don't know if other fines have gone out. We just know about this one. You know what I mean? So we can't say this is unfair. Why would they do him like that? Other fines could have been gone out before too. We just don't know about them.
I'm not even dealing with other folk. I will say again, for us or for him or for this, or anytime something of this nature comes along and it's like, oh, this is the first president, why are we draining the well versus like, let's have this conversation. Let me be clear, because that line from all of these discussions, that line was not clear what it is. And though to some people, you would figure like you ought to know better. You ought to have known better than to say such a thing. The other part that I told folk when I was having this discussion, I was like, here's the toss up. Part of it is protecting the black woman. And so if we don't show up, then they're going to holler, we're the most unprotected being in the world. And even our own comes against us.
Which has been some of our experience. So you can't say it's not true.
Right. And so I'm not saying that again, hey, apologies and all of that stuff absolutely needs to be. I will make you give a formal apology, right? The where your disrespectful was, I will make you give an apology there. But to say, hey, you suspended because you said, then we need to go back and suspend a whole lot of folk because they said.
And on the just to be the other side of it, maybe this is the straw that broke the camel's back. And so
Yeah,
now we're here and
we're here.
we got to show the example, we got to set the example that it's not acceptable, and we move forward.
Correct. And I'll go there. If we gonna proclaim to be, if not proclaim to be, because we are the number one HBCU, then it's gonna start with us.
Then we got to set the standard.
So there it is.
There it is.
As the first, I will understand.
As the first Mr.
Mister,
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, the very first, and we'll see you at homecoming.
I will be there. I'll be getting right off the ship. Praise God. And when my ship comes in, literally. Literally.
So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Tasha, for rocking with us too.
I
Tasha
know,
been on it.
Tasha. Make me a cake, Tasha.
Tasha don't bake.
I thought Tasha baked. Who baked?
My mama.
Well, I know your mama baked, but I thought she passed that down to one of y'all.
Number one HBCU. Yes, we are. Well, Lorraine.
Tasha made something.
Lorraine bakes.
I remember Tasha made something. Now, what did she make a pie?
No, Tasha does not bake.
Did she make some chicken? Tasha, what you cook?
And you see she not answering right.
We in kitchen talk. What you cook? You can tell the brother when he hungry at 10 o'clock at night.
I know, right? See, that's why I ate before I came. Oh wait, she might have an answer for you. She says, "I don't bake. I cook. My son bakes."
My son bakes.
And
I just somehow remember a pie.
That would be my mom. That is not Tasha.
And that would be your mom.
Yes.
Oh, God bless it. One of y'all should have learned.
What does she say?
Kablook.
Right. Yeah. Again, Lorraine bakes.
Okay, tell Lorraine when I come.
I will let her know that you would like a pound cake is what you want.
Bam.
Okay. I will let her know. I will not make any promises.
Tell her, be right now. This kitchen talk. And it wouldn't be right not to have no food or have something baked that we can say that came out of this conversation.
Oh, okay. I will let her know. I'll make sure she goes and watch it and let her know. Listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you will never miss another moment. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit that like button and make sure you turn on the notifications so you'll get everything that is going on here in Kitchen Talk. I want to say thank you to my cuz for coming through and talking with us. It was a great conversation. I really appreciate it. I think we touched on everything that I want to touch on tonight. So kudos to you. I appreciate you so much. Next week, we are talking about World Mental Health Day. It is coming up, and we have a couple of clinical psychologists that are coming in to the kitchen to talk with us. And so we're going to chop it up about mental health. So I think that's going to be a good show. Y'all come in with your questions, with whatever you have for us, and we are going to chat. I cannot wait. So again, thank you all for coming, hanging out with us. I am so glad we are back. Yay! We are back.
Come on, Kitchen Talk.
We are back. And we'll see you guys next week, 9:00, right here in this same space. And look forward to seeing you. Thank you again, Charles. I love you. Mwah.
Love you. And don't forget my pound cake.
I won't forget. Now, I ain't made you no promise. I said I will ask. Y'all heard me, right? I have a record.
Listen, tell her to do it for the Lord. And me. Because me and the Lord together.
Okay, I will let her know. Good night, y'all.
Love you, guys. All right, world.
Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen Talk. Let's talk. let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk